The movie begins by showing a man named Fuyan driving his car. Fuyan, who was not focused on driving because of his playing on a mobile phone, had a traffic accident and bounced off his car. The scene then turns to Fuyan being taken to the emergency room at the nearest hospital to get medical assistance. He woke up there, but apparently his spirit awakened from his body, meaning that Fuyan could not be saved and was declared dead that night. He was aware that he was dead and saw a man standing and staring at him in the corner of the room. The man then introduced himself as Yan Huan. As he walked closer, Yan Huan brought him with a teleportation technique to another place. Fuyan was given two options by Yan Huan for the next life. The first one is to train himself to become a god or to go to hell and become a demon forever. Yan Huan then opened the gates of hell and showed a three-headed dog ready to eat him. Seeing that, the frightened Fuyan refused to go to hell and chose to train hard to become a god. Yan Huan explained that being a god was not easy. He must go through 9 stages: the energy gathering, the basic formation, the core formation, the new soul formation, the consciousness distribution, the combining stage, and the god change stage. The last is the perfect stage, which is to become a fully fledged god. These 9 stages are subdivided into 3 levels: basic, intermediate, and advanced. Since he did not want to see Fuyan fail to overcome the obstacles at each stage, Yan Huan gave half his strength to him. Fuyan's body instantly floated as Yan Huan gave it his strength. Fuyan managed to obtain and reach the primary energy gathering stage thanks to the power of Yan Huan. Not only that, but Yan Huan also gave him a basic level storage bag whose function was to store things. Inside the bag were items that Yan Huan had worn. In the middle of the conversation, Yan Huan realized that someone was approaching them and shortly sent Fuyan elsewhere with his teleporting power. Fuyan disappeared from Yan Huan's place and appeared in the middle of the forest. He then walked through the woods and accidentally fell into a hole. He reached the bottom of the hole and instantly realized that it was connected to a cave. When he stopped in a room like a hall, an old man in white came up. The old man had reached an advanced stage of forming a new soul and was trapped in the hole for failing to pass the test to reach the next level. He asked Fuyan for permission to practice inside his body. The old man offered him a reward of an ancient heirloom. When Fuyan was about to see it, the old man suddenly floated and instantly entered Fuyan's body. This left Fuyan unable to move his body. Realizing that the old man had deceived him, he tried to unleash his strength so that the old man's spirit failed to master his body. However, it caused Fuyan to swallow the spirit power of the old man into his body. Afterward, Fuyan saw a box floating in front of him. He walked closer and opened it. There was a jade god necklace and a small sword in it. Fuyan again used his strength to try to activate the small sword. Unexpectedly, the sword turned into a beautiful woman named Ji-hyun, who turned out to be a sword spirit thousands of years old. A few days later, Fuyan continued his journey, accompanied by Ji-hyun. In the middle of the trip, Fuyan asked Ji-hyun about her jade necklace. Ji-hyun explained that it was the heirloom of an ancient god, within which an enormous amount of energy was hidden. Not only that, but the necklace can also conceal a person's level of training. Soon after, Ji-hyun said that there was someone's energy going to their place, and a man who used shadowy gestures instantly appeared. It was Achin. He seemed astonished to see Fuyan because he had just reached the level of primary energy gathering but was accompanied by a sword spirit. Achin threatened him and urged Fuyan to give him the sword spirit. But Fuyan refused and angered Achin, and they fought each other. Achin directly attacked Fuyan with a lightning bolt, but Fuyan quickly blocked his attack. It didn't stop there. Achin threw the second strike, the meteoric fire stroke. He was surprised because Fuyan also managed to repel the attack. Realizing that Fuyan was no ordinary person, he took out his most robust stance, the Fist of Fire. Again, Fuyan managed to withstand the attack. Fuyan then gave a counterattack, so Achin realized that Fuyan was too strong for him to fight. Achin then tried to escape, but Fuyan quickly attacked him to his death. Soon after, he was unconscious and lost much energy holding Achin's fire fist. The scene then turns to Fuyan, who woke up in a house and was rescued by a man named Wang Liang, who lived in a village. Shortly, a friend of Wang Liang came to tell him that Sword Mountain was about to recruit a new student. Sword Mountain is the #1 of the 5 gods travel stream institutions. Wang Liang and his friend wanted to take part in the selection. He asked Fuyan, and the 3 went there. When they arrived, Fuyan saw that the number of participants who participated in it was huge. Shortly after, a voice was heard announcing the first challenge to the selected participants. They had to climb stairs and arrive at the top of the mountain before the incense ran out. Hearing this, the selection participants instantly competed to get to the top. During the steps, Fuyan seemed very relaxed without looking tired. Fuyan and his 2 friends successfully completed the first challenge. Shortly after, a voice came up and announced the next challenge. The selection participants were asked to form a team, then go to the back of the mountain to kill one monster and take the core of the monster's soul. They were also given a teleportation jade. If they choose to give up, they can break the jade and be teleported back to the starting point. The scene turns to Fuyan and his two friends, who look confused as they have not met a monster. As they were talking, two monsters were suddenly emerging above them. The beast was a level 3 firebird whose power was much more challenging. At the same time, a man named Chao Tian appeared who would hunt the monster. Aware that the two bird monsters were mighty, Wang Liang's friend broke the teleportation jade in his possession and escaped the fight. Those who remained fought against the two monsters and finally defeated them. Unfortunately, the beast Chao Tian killed didn't have a monster core. Seeing that, Fuyan offered the essence of the monster he killed to Chao Tian, but he rejected it and left. Shortly after, the participants finally arrived at the top of the mountain and met a disciple from the Sword Mountains named Zhao Bin, who acted as one of the judges. When assessing the results of the monster cores obtained by the participants, Zhao Bin looked surprised when he saw the result. Fuyan, whose level of training was still basic, could kill a monster whose strength was far more formidable than his. Fuyan then reasoned that he had been helped by Chao Tian to kill the beast. Hearing this, Zhao Bin ordered Fuyan, Wang Liang, and Chao Tian to be taken directly to the Grand Master of the Sword Mountain Society, while other selection participants who also escaped would be trained in the new disciple pavilion. The three finally arrived at Sword Mountain and met some students who had mastered high martial techniques, which amazed Fuyan and Wang Liang. Shortly after, they met a man named Master Wu Di, one of the Sword Mountain's teachers. The disciple who drove Fuyan, Wang Liang, and Chao Tian told Master Wu Di that the three participants had killed a level 3 monster. Hearing that, Master Wu Di welcomed them well, but Wang Liang was eventually sent back to the new disciple pavilion to practice, as he was still considered too weak, while Fuyan and Chao Tian were accepted as disciples of Master Wu Di. Elsewhere, an old man in a black shirt was spotted following a bird looking for something in the middle of the forest. A few days later, Chao Tian was seen being bullied by Zhao Bin and other senior disciples. Soon, Fuyan came and helped Chao Tian. Fuyan's action made Zhao Bin furious, so they were both involved in the fight. A woman named Lu Yao suddenly appeared and rebuked the two of them. She scolded Zhao Bin for oppressing his junior. Even so, Zhao Bin wasn't satisfied with the fight and sent Fuyan an open letter of challenge. Wang Liang gave the letter to Fuyan, but he responded calmly. When the disciple thought Fuyan was not coming, he suddenly appeared and walked closer to Zhao Bin. The two of them continue the fight on the shore of the lake. In the fight, Fuyan unleashed a high-speed shadow power and easily beat Zhao Bin, who didn't have time to fight back. After the fighting, Fuyan went to look for a quiet place to meet Ji Hyun, whom he hadn't seen in days. Ji Hyun said that she had practiced in Fuyan's God Jade. Inside the God Jade, there was another dimension and an abundance of energy. Fuyan asked her why he was more powerful than the others. Ji Hyun replied that Fuyan's strength came from the spirit of the old man that was absorbed into his body. The old man had almost the same power as Master Wu Di. Afterward, Fuyan was approached by Lu Yao, who told him about every match once a year in the 5-Sword Stream Society. She said the 10 strongest participants would be sent to the ancient battlefield to train. There are many secret weapons from ancient times there. After talking for a long time, Fuyan and Lu Yao were about to return to Sword Mountains, but they accidentally saw Chao Tian, whose behavior was very suspicious. They secretly followed Chao Tian and saw him chatting with a bird sent by the old man in black. The next day, Fuyan, still confused about the origins of the ancient battlefield, called Ji Hyun to ask. Ji Hyun recounted that one time, the devil and the gods were engaged in a great war. It lasted 7 days and 7 nights, so many ancient heirlooms fell. Fuyan then asked her to search for as many monster cores as possible while he practiced for a while inside his god's jade necklace. The scene switches to Fuyan, who has succeeded in getting into the dimension inside his god's jade necklace. At that place, he was amazed by the beauty of the dimension. But suddenly, a dragon emerged from under the water, but it didn't mean to attack him. The dragon entered Fuyan's body and gave him tremendous power. Sometime later, Fuyan returned to see Ji Hyun after finishing training inside his god's jade necklace. Ji Hyun fell to her knees, feeling the immense power within Fuyan's body from the dragon. Fuyan's training level has now reached the advanced new soul level, or equivalent to the power of the Sword Mountain's ruler. Ji Hyun reported that she had collected more than 100 monster cores from level 5 to level 6. Elsewhere, an old man in black was discussing with the leader of the Sword Mountain, Master Soon. The old man coming to Sword Mountain was to find the murderers of his younger sibling. He threatened to destroy the Sword Mountain if, for 3 days, Master Soon did not hand over the killer. When he saw Fuyan, who had just arrived, the old man instantly attacked him, but Fuyan managed to avoid him. Fuyan was also angry because he didn't feel like killing the person the old man was referring to. But in the end, he remembered that he had killed a man before, namely Achin, who was the old man's junior. Fuyan then tried to explain the truth, but the old man ignored and attacked him. Fuyan was furious and used the energy combining technique to turn his energy into a sword. Master Soon and the others were astonished, as the method could only be carried out by someone whose strength was already higher. Their fight was fiercer, but the old man seemed overwhelmed by Fuyan's strength. The old man then released his ultimate technique with great power. After launching the move, he thought that Fuyan must have died. But suddenly, a dragon appeared in front of him. It is the embodiment of Fuyan's power. In the end, the fight was won by Fuyan, and the old man escaped from there. The scene then changes to the meeting of the Sword Mountain's leaders. They wanted to determine whether Fuyan would be retained or expelled from there. One of the Sword Mountain's leaders then suggested sending Fuyan straight to the ancient battlefield and using him to retrieve the ice pit and sword. Fuyan will surely die if it fails, so they won't have to bother getting him of Sword Mountain. The other leaders agreed with the proposal. The next day, Master soon came to Fuyan, who had just regained consciousness, then told Fuyan that he had been chosen to enter the ancient battlefield without the need for more competing tests, but he had to find an ice pit and sword. Hearing that, Fuyan realized he was being exploited, but he just said yes to Master Sun's request. The next day, Master Sun announced the names that would enter the ancient battlefield. Sword Mountain sent 3 representatives, Zhao Bin, Lu Yao, and Fuyan. The film is ended by showing 3 men wearing black robes holding a sword in a place. Who are they? Did Fuyan manage to get an ice pit and sword? Watch what happens in the sequel to Be Immortal, The Dragon Sword Outlander. The moral that can be learned from this movie is, don't use your cell phone while driving. Fuyan would not have died and turned into a magical man if he had not used his cell phone while driving and had an accident.